I Love My Computer by Ninajirachi sounds like what it felt like to have grown up in my generation. Being born at the very tail end of the 90s or the very beginning of the 2000s was an interesting time to have been born. It was during a period where technology and the internet was rapidly and significantly advancing, things that now as adults are so deeply ingrained in us because we all grew up on it. Computers were such an integral part of growing up during this time because they felt like portals to entirely new worlds, an escape from reality with so much to discover. For Nenah, on her computer, her discovery was the world of
electronic music.
She first heard it through a Madion song that was in the background of a YouTube video, instantly became hooked and fascinated with learning everything about it. By the time she was in primary school, she was already very much into making music, having taken piano lessons and experimented with good old GarageBand. However, had a computer not introduced her to it, she may have never stumbled upon EDM music in the first place. It wasn't really a thing in small town, regional Australia, where she grew up. Most of her friends weren't really into this genre either, which made her feel even more drawn to communities online of EDM artists. She found a space where she could be herself and discuss her interests with like-minded people. From there, she fell in love with making her own electronic music at home during her teenage years on her laptop. Eventually, she started uploading these songs to sites like SoundCloud and YouTube. In both 2016 and 2017, she was a finalist for Triple J's Unearthed High competition at only 17 years old, and soon after released the song Pure Luck with Freya Starr as her official debut single. It became her first major breakthrough. Fast forward 8 years now, and in that span, Nenah has released mixtapes and EPs, with each one showing more and more growth. She's experimented and developed a sound that's heavily inspired by the genre she fell in love with, but is so distinctly her own. Throughout this entire journey, Nenah's computer has been her instrument, her mentor, and her closest friend. It's something that she spent more time with than any one person, something that knows her better than any one person, and something that she doesn't know who she would be without. I Love My Computer is a tribute to Ninajirachi's right-hand machine. Her computer.
I've never been to London, and that's the truth.
Track number 1, London Song, starts the album off in the best way with this sick, distorted guitar riff that goes throughout the entire song, and an insanely catchy verse about how she's never been to London, but she would go with you. The you she's referring to here is her computer, and London is just one of the few places that her music could and has allowed her to travel. When the chorus kicks in, it's further clear that she's talking about her relationship with her computer, saying how they are wrapped up in a sleeve, as in a computer sleeve, and she's really soaking in the fact that there's an endless amount of possibilities that making music on her computer has given to her, and this song is all about being grateful for that. This really just ticks all the boxes of what I love to hear ear in an electronic song, bass that is hitting harder than 1985 Mike Tyson, kicks that are pounding the inside of my cerebellum, infectiously catchy vocals of the same repeated refrains, chopped and stuttered and screwed the fuck up, glitchy sounds and distortion all around, and just lots of colorful energy. Nenah has such an ear for taking some of the best elements of hyperpop, EDM, glitch pop, dance pop, all the other fucking pops, and just creating such a beautiful blend of it all. She does this extremely well throughout this entire motherfucking album, never sitting in one box. Track number 2, iPod Touch, is probably my favorite of the singles off the album. Insanely catchy. I feel like I'm gonna repeat the word catchy a lot, cause Nenah managed to make every song on here so replayable. It feels like she just laced this project with heaps of cocaine. I was coming back to so many songs on the album, but this one I especially came back to so many times. The vocals are so sugary and the melodies are so earwormy. The mixing and the reverb is done so well to where it hits hard, but it still feels easy on the ears. It sounds like if a bag of gummy worms became a song. It really feels like the heartbeat of the entire concept of I Love My Computer. It's a song about those songs that Nenah had discovered all those years ago. The ones that introduced her to this world of electronic music. Those songs felt like her special little secret, and she only ever played them when no one else was around to judge her for liking it. They became the soundtrack to her bus rides home when she was a kid, turning something as mundane as that into a magical feeling at the time, and a fond memory to look back on now. There's a really nostalgic feel to it, and all throughout the song, Nenah is reflecting on different childhood memories that fueled her love for electronic music. Things like smoking outside of her high school, wearing Supre, listening to Porter Robinson songs on her Pikachu-cased iPod Touch, downloading a cracked version of FL Studio, and working on music all night until she fell asleep. It's a really feel-good song about all those little memories connected to discovering music online and the internet culture of the early 2010s. Track number 3, Fuck My Computer, deeply expresses a feeling that I think we've all had. I mean, you're telling me you've never seen one of these bad boys and thought, I need a piece of that. Damn, where'd you get all that RAM? Whoa, that's a mighty fine hard drive you got there. Hey there, mama. I can make those keys really sticky for you. Like the title says, it's straight up a song about Nenah wanting to fuck her computer. Quite an unhinged concept for a song. It's like her wishing that there was just a way to become one with her PC at this point. Because it knows me better than anyone, and it gets me, and it's been there by my side this entire time, that she's just like, yeah, I just want to fuck my computer. Fuck it. The production is just as unhinged as the concept. All the little computer sounds really tie it all together. Perhaps that's the computer moaning or something. Definitely a standout. It's like chaotic, but at the same time kind of sort of heartfelt, I guess, in a way that she would like to, you know, that her computer means that much to her. Track number 4, sÄڳuန့, which stands for Commonwealth Scientific and Industrial Research Automatic Computer. Not only was it Australia's first digital computer, but it was also the first in the world to play digital music. Really just an all gas, no brakes kind of track, just continuously building and adding more layers and more layers and more layers and more. Some of the best drums on the entire album, some of the clubbiest drums on the entire album, and also some of the best textures on the entire album as well. The chorus is hella catchy, and the drop on the second half of the song is so satisfying. It sounds like my brain after about 7 Monster Energy drinks. Feels like the song you hear playing at the robot strip club in the year 2097. I interpreted this as not being from the perspective of Nenah, but rather from the perspective of the computer. It's as if the computer is speaking to Nenah in the chorus. The spoken interlude section of the song is now from Nenah's perspective about following this song that came to her in a dream, so maybe that's how this song came to be, from some strange dream. And if this song is from the perspective of Nenah's computer, then maybe Çڳuန့ is like her computer's ancient muse, and Nenah's computer is her muse and brought this song to her in a dream and saved it into her brain. I might be thinking too deep on this, but like, I don't know, that's just kind of what I got from it. There's a beautiful transition at the end of this track that takes us into the next one. Track number 5, Delete, is one of the more introspective songs on the album and relatable for anyone who's grown up in this age of social media. I'm sure most of us at some point have all posted something specific for someone specific to see, and when they did see it, you were kind of just embarrassed that you were perceived, and so you deleted it. Yeah, that's basically this entire song. In Nenah's case, it was a late night thirst trap story that she only posted for her crush to see, but posting it made her feel really stupid and embarrassed for exposing her vulnerability online, and the fact that she was even seeking attention and validation through social media at all. One of the downsides of this very online age is how we go about trying to find connection with people by doing stuff like this. When Nenah posted that story, it wasn't the real her, rather a facade, one that she put on to appear a certain way for someone else. And that's what a lot of social media is, really, a performance. This song is her yearning for a connection with this person that's not as superficial as liking how she looks in her story. She wants them to see her for who she truly is behind the screen, and so she deleted that false perception. I really love the storytelling here and the fact that Nenah is still able to make a more personal sounding song sound like a danceable banger.
I never thought I'd be the type to ruin my innocence. Looking backwards and now it's gone so far.
Track number 6, the cat face emoji interlude, works like a portal between the first half of the album into the second half, with another seamless transition that bleeds right into the next track. Track number 7, All I Am, is one of the peak moments on I Love My Computer. It was the lead single and a spontaneous creation that was produced during a magical jam session back in 2023 by Nenah along with Ben Lee, Jenna McDougal, Alex Greenwald, and Maz Davida, and she later tweaked it to fit onto this album. The only lines on the entire song are, "All I am, all I can, all I need is where I am," an affirmation. Everything she is, everything she's capable of, and everything she needs is already in the present moment. It's already her reality. It explodes into this super high energy EDM club banger that sounds like that feeling. This song is a moment of complete self-acceptance. Nothing more needs to be said because you just feel it in the vibe. After she's deleted that false version of herself in the previous song, now all that she's left with is embracing her true self. Track number 8, Infohazard, is a moment on the album where the euphoric childhood memories of being on her computer is replaced with a traumatic one, because it wasn't all pleasant. She loves her computer, clearly, but being on it all the time as a kid caused her to inevitably stumble upon some things that she was way too young to see. The song is about the first time she encountered a snuff film as a kid that depicted a man whose head had been chopped off. It was a traumatic, disturbing image to see at that age, and stuck with her for years to the point of haunting her dreams. This was definitely like a canon event for anyone who was online as a kid. At one point or another, we all stumbled upon some shit that we had no business being on, some website we had no business being on, and saw some shit we had no business seeing. When that insanely epic second drop hits, it feels like the precise moment where all of the emotional weight of the trauma hits Nenah, and she makes damn sure it hits you too. It's such a pinnacle moment on the entire album. Every song has great mixing, but God, this song is mixed to crystal clear perfection. Everything Ninajirachi does best, she does on this song. Easily one of the best songs of this year. Track number 9, Battery Death, is another standout for me, coming from both the perspective of the computer's physical battery and Nenah's mental battery dying. Hence the "we took it too far." Both the computer and Nenah are experiencing the final stage of a burnout episode, and this song sounds like them both struggling to function and keep it together before crashing. It's how both of them felt after those all-nighter sessions making music, pushing both her PC and herself a little too far beyond their limit. One of the craziest moments of production on the entire album is on the second half of this song, and it feels like that last burst of manic energy that your body gives you just before you're about to shut down.
I used to get the bus to school, the time was all it costed. It took about an hour to get from King Kong, but it cost it.
Track number 10, Sing Good, is yet another standout, but not for the same reasons as my other standouts. It's the most literal standout on the entire album because it sticks out like a sore thumb. There's no crazy glitches or distortions or loud synths or hard kicks or any of the elements from the previous songs. Instead, that's all stripped back for a bare bones instrumental and raw vocals that sounds like the electronic parts of the album were all gutted out for the most human song on the album. A simple, endearing ballad about her early days as a songwriter. She started writing music before ever producing it, and would get the lyric books of her favorite albums and look up what a verse was and what a chorus was. She would make these songs but never show them to anyone because she didn't have the confidence that she could sing good enough. By now, singing a song about feeling like she can't sing good and confessing that insecurity, her vulnerability becomes what empowers her, because despite that doubt, she still sings. She still tries, and she still creates, and she turns that insecurity into art. It's the honesty on this track that really makes it so beautiful to me, and it's a great contrast from the rest of the album that embraces the digital for making her into the artist she is today. This song is a brief moment to embrace being human, embrace the vulnerability, and embrace her own voice that also made her into the artist that she is today. Track number 11, It's You, is basically a Dane song on a Ninajirachi album, and I have no complaints about that. Honestly, I think this is my personal favorite on the album because I just love Dane so much. I'm so happy that Nenah made Dane a part of this, and I've played this song an unhealthy amount of times this year, but it's really just that damn good. The whole song actually started from an impromptu gibberish take by Dane when they were having a bad day, but Nenah pushed them to record something and it became this song. The lyrics came after they re-recorded it when Dane was feeling better, and it all turned into something really special. The song does have this spontaneous, raw energy feel to it, and the production is just hypnotic. It makes me think of when you just can't get that one person out of your head and every thought just circles back to them, and it's overwhelming how much you're feeling for them, and sort of just makes you feel hopeless and want to curl up into a ball and cry. The final track, track number 12, All at Once, is what I can only describe as being the absolute perfect closer for I Love My Computer. It's a final victory lap and the perfect culmination of not only an incredibly wicked body of work, but of her entire career to this point. She takes every single one of her influences and sticks them into a comically large bottle of Coke, drops a comically large Mento into the comically large bottle of Coke and just watches it fucking explode. It's like a supercut of the entire sonic universe of this album. Phenomenal song from beginning to end. She sends off the album with one last nod to everything her computer has done for her. She's always been at her desk, in the dark, working by herself on her computer. This was how she found her passion, and she fell into the world of electronic music that was behind her screen. She gave her heart to her craft and to her computer, and so there will always be a deeply emotional connection she feels towards it. I Love My Computer is the result of growing up in a generation where technology raised us just as much as our parents did. It's the result of finding your passion and pouring your soul into it. It's the result of being devoted to your craft and spending years perfecting a sound that is now indistinguishably yours. There's something kind of moving in the way that I Love My Computer makes it feel like a motherboard has a pulse and a computer is capable of love. And after listening to it, if I was ninajirachi's computer, I would be typing "I love you" right back.